What's poppin', T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Growing Up Hip Hop Season 6, Episode 28 review. Wasn't gonna do a review on this episode because it was kind of boring like last week's and I believe the week before that. There's really hasn't been anything interesting going on the last few couple episodes. That's why I've been MIA, but I decided to go ahead and do tonight's review. So in tonight's episode, it begins with the wedding weekend for Tee and Shawn's wedding, and as they're on their way to the hotel, Tee and Shawn are into it as usual. They have been bickering so much leading up to this wedding, and I know a lot of couples get stressed out leading to their big day, but this has really brought out the side of Tahira that I just cannot vibe with. Like, she is a bitch. She complains too much. She mothers him. She polices him. She doesn't allow him to be a grown man. She treats him like he is Layth, their child, and not her husband, her man. She is very dominant. It's obvious that she wears the pants in this relationship. And it just irritates my soul that he allows this type of behavior to go on in their relationship. It's just too much. And I don't like it. She's very dismissive. She don't listen to the man. I'm like, emotional abuse, why don't you? Like, Jesus, like, I need for Shawn to get some help because this is not okay. So then we see JoJo, Vanessa, and Angela meet up at a sneaker store. Angela come dressed like she Pocahontas, or like she in a 2002 Aaliyah video for 4-page letter, or like she an extra in Coyote Ugly. I love the outfit though. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely lived for it. It was actually fire as hell, but it just tickled me because it was very 2000s. So he tells them about his marital problems with Tanice and how he feels like she doesn't make time for him and how they've been arguing a lot and things have been strained at home, and he just feels neglected and how she, doesn't show up for dates and this, that, and the third. And the sisters try to explain to him that she just had a baby. She's probably not comfortable with her body. She's getting used to being a mom of two. It's a lot to adjust to, your hormonal changes, like you're going through stuff and you don't even know whether or not you're coming or going after just having a baby. And he makes clear, like, I'm a parent of two as well. It's just not her. Like, I have two children as well. But what he fails to understand is he can get up and go. That baby is attached to her 24 hours. I don't know if she's breastfeeding or just bottle feeding, but she's the mama. She has to be there. Like, you get to roam and go to work and do whatever. She's in the house 24 hours a day with these kids, not feeling good about herself. Y'all going through issues. She got other shit going on in her life. Pretty sure she's still over there bleeding after having a damn baby. It's just a lot. And he needs to understand that. And she also needs to understand too that, if she needs help, ask for it, because she went through a bad bout of postpartum with their first child. So the signs, get help, and y'all got to work on y'all marriage. So Angela then tells her siblings that she's going to freeze her eggs because she does want to have children in the future, but right now she ain't got no man. So she just want to put them on ice in case she may need them in the future. She then asks her siblings to hook her up on a date with somebody, and they were like, girl, ain't nobody got time to be playing with you because we tried that, did that, and we lost friends behind your picky ass. No, hell to the no. So Eric is at the barbershop getting that mane of his done, child, and I'm like, what is this man doing to your head? Because he had a hat on. What is happening here? He had a hat on. How are you getting your hair cut with a hat on? Explain this to me. What is going on? Did he not want to show his big ass forehead? Do the nigga got a receding hairline? Like, what is happening here? So he at the barbershop with his uncles, and the documentary about his father comes up in conversation. His sisters, EB and the other sisters, did this documentary. I think they're supposed to air on WeTV or aired on WeTV. I don't even remember. And he is not in support of it because they're trying to find out who killed his father. Was it murder or whatever? And his uncles bring up the fact that people that they, consider family are in it, including Layzie. And Eric, of course, is shocked by this because he had a whole conversation about the documentary with Layzie, and he never brought the topic up. So Eric is feeling like, what type of time is he on? Like, he said in my face, acting like he wasn't even a part of it. Like, that's weird. I'm gonna need to talk to him about that. Which he has every right to feel that way, because why would you sit in my face and act like you ain't had nothing to do with this and you know you did? Like, that was just a weird call to make. So then we see Tyran show up at the hotel. He is there for the wedding despite not getting a COVID vaccine. Whatever, don't like him neither. Pep and Egypt, of course, are not there because they were not invited. Shawn, however, blames both sides of the family for them not being there. And Tyran was like, I told them they should just come anyway. And Shawn was like, no, you didn't. Like, no, like, chill with that foolishness. And I agree. Like, you fuck up your own wedding, you ain't gonna fuck up ours. So Tanice, Vanessa, and Eric's wife Aaliyah go out to dinner. They finally gave Aaliyah a speaking segment where she actually looked somewhat decent for a change. Her hair was actually done. She had a decent looking enough outfit for drinks with the girls. So she didn't really irk me in this scene. But Vanessa says that she can't attend Tanice's wedding because she changed the date too many times and she's in a play, so she won't be able to go. Of course, she feels bad about this. Tanice says that she will be there, her and JoJo, and Aaliyah was like, I ain't get no invite. So I'm like, did Eric get an invite and you didn't? I'm pretty sure she invited Eric to the wedding, or maybe she didn't invite Eric to the wedding, but that would be kind of fucked up. But I feel like Aaliyah wasn't given an invite because she don't know how to dress herself and she don't never comb her hair. So, girl, no, you ain't coming to my wedding. You gonna come in some biker shorts and some Chuck Taylors? Absolutely not. So you could tell she felt some type of way about it too, by the way her face was looking. So then Tanice brings up the marital problems and how things are so bad at the house and how they off and on, and the only thing right now in her and JoJo's relationship that is good is their sexual orientations with each other. She goes on to say, you know, how she got so much going on and she don't feel comfortable in her own skin, and you know, she don't want to get a divorce, but things is just really bad, and she starts to cry. And I honestly do feel bad about her, because I remember having a baby and you just feel like yuck. Your stomach muscles still all loose and wobbly and shit, stomach feeling like a bowl of jello. It's just a mess. You know, it's a mess down there in your nether regions, and you got this baby that won't shut the hell up. You ain't got no sleep. You're sleep deprived. You ain't eating. You're constantly up. Then she got a whole nother kid she got to take care of. Then this whining ass nigga. So I feel bad for both parties involved. Vanessa tells her what JoJo said when they were all together, and this further makes her feel bad because now she feels like, I got all this pot on my plate. Now my nigga think I'm, neglecting him. Like, I can't win for losing at this point. And then she brings up the fact that JoJo always said, even before they got married, that he didn't want her to work because that's what his father did with their stepmom or whatever. But she doesn't feel the same way. Like, she does not want to be a stay-at-home mom, and that's something that really needs to be discussed between them two as well. So she also brings up the fact that she feels self-conscious because, you know, he's in the music industry, he's around all these beautiful women all the time, and he's always at the studio, and here she is feeling like a fat blob at home. And I know that has to be uncomfortable for her, and she was like, you know, she loves his artists and all of that, but it's still an insecurity that any woman would probably go through. So I felt bad for Tanice. Vanessa was like, you know, you have transformed my brother. Like, he's working so hard to, you know, take care of you and the girls and, you know, your son, and I mean your daughter and your son. Like, he loves you. Like, he love you, girl. Like, that man ain't going nowhere. And she also tears up, which lets you know that she really loves Tanice as a sister-in-law, and she is really rooting for their marriage. So Tanice is like, you know, she just does not want to lose him, and I think that they're just going through a rough patch and they're going to get through this. So Eric meets up with Layzie to confront him about the documentary, And he tells him that, it hurt for him to find out through somebody else that he was a part of it, and he had the opportunity to tell him himself. Layzie was like, I thought you knew. Nigga, you knew damn well he did not know you were in it, sir, because you said in your confessional that you felt like then was not the right time when y'all was at the gravesite to bring up the fact that you were in it, and that you would tell him at a later date. So you just sit up there and lied in that man's face like you too old for that. First of all, you looked lame. You look like a pussy. Like, you scared of Eric? Like, what the hell is going on with that? Why you lie? So Eric was like, it somewhat felt like a betrayal. He was like, a betrayal? Like, that's a strong word. And he was like, I was never told it wasn't a family thing and that you weren't in it. I thought you weren't in it, but I thought you knew I was in it. Nigga, okay, Layzie. So he was like in his confessional that the word betrayal really hurt him. And I was like, well, it probably hurt him too, that you set up and negated the fact in his face. Like, the fuck? So everybody arrives for the wedding. Majority of the cast arrive. Twist and his girlfriend are there. Of course, he's dating some other. Not shocking. They've been together for a year, but he's still fucking with other hoes and gonna tell JoJo they getting to the point where he can see himself letting the other ones go. Girl, this nigga don't even look like he take baths, and I bet you his breath stink, and you got the opportunity to tell her that you will see when you ready to push the other ones away, and she's sitting up here still dealing with you. Girl, the generation, cause ain't no motherfucking way. So JoJo tells Twist that he got a surprise for Tanice after the wedding, so he really wants to remind her that they are the Simmons, and I think that's going to be something really good to get things on the right track between them two. So Bree tells TT that she checked the weather and it is going to rain on her wedding day, but that's good luck. It's going to wash all of the drama and all of that stuff away. Like I said, TT is already on 1,000. Like, she is already stressed out. So hearing that information did not make it any better for her. Then we see Brianna head to the bar with Shawn and all the dudes or whatever, and she's talking to Shawn, and TT's cousin named Chris is on her and flirting, and she liking what she hearing, and she was like, he's catching me at a very vulnerable state right now, so 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna fuck him. I was like, get it how you live, sis. So Shawn is just living it up. He is mixing liquors. He's drinking brown liquor, white liquor. Like, he is having a ball. This is not what TT wanted, but he has not seen his friends in like 2 years because of COVID. So he turning up, and I'm like, girl, leave that man alone. Let him have fun. Sit down. Shit. So it's the day of the wedding, and it is raining cats and dogs. This is not a drizzle. This is a monsoon, goddammit. And of course, TT is just over it at this point, because it's just like, what the fuck else can go wrong? So the hotel, they're staying at a Marriott Resort in Florida. They set up this country ass red tent for her to be up under, and I'm like, ain't no way. You could tell that WeTV paid for this goddamn wedding, because ain't no way. And a lot of you had stated in a few episodes back that television networks always pay for these people weddings. That is not true. That is not true. In some cases they do pay for the wedding, but in a lot of cases these people pay for their own weddings that we see on these shows, especially the ones that are up there in the hundreds of thousands and millions. They are not fitting the meal ticket for that. The only thing that majority of these reality shows pay for is when they go on cash trips. That is the mandate for all of them, pretty much, that they'll pay for the cash trip and their stays. But other than that, they are not paying for these people's wedding. Now in this case they did, and it showed, because I would have been like, hell to the motherfucker no, I'm not getting married in no fucking red ass tent, bitch. I ain't no blood. What the fuck you think this is? So it's time for the dress rehearsal, which they're having, the wedding rehearsal, which they're having on the day of the wedding, which I found to be quite odd. They normally do that the night before. Shawn is MIA, which makes TT's attitude even worse. She go looking for him and tell him to come on, and she's snapping on him, and he's just trying to keep the peace. Like, girl, calm the fuck down. after they do the rehearsal, she shows him how she had a bump on her face, and when she went to go get a facial, I guess they tried to extract it, but they end up making it worse because the bump now turned into a bruise, like a burn, and now she's feeling self-conscious about that, and that's a problem now. And I'm like, damn, girl. But my thing is, fuck that damn burn, because that can at least be covered up with makeup. But who getting married underneath this red tent with all this rain on the goddamn ground? Like, ain't no amount of mopping gonna get all of that damn wet ass rain up. And we got guests, and I got my dress and all of this stuff about to be slishing and sloshing in rain. Girl, I would have just called it a day. Or how about y'all bring the wedding indoors? Y'all didn't have no reception room available that day. What in the ghetto hell is going on, Marriott? Like, the fuck? So TT goes back to her room, and she's in tears, she's crying, and Shawn consoles her and comforts her and just lets her know that he will marry her regardless, and that he loves her and it's them too, and he'll even put a bruise on his face if necessary, or a burn, and they can look like Nelly. And she laughs, and he gets her in a better mood, and she decides to take a nap before the wedding. And then that's where we are left off, on a cliffhanger till next week's episode. Overall, I give tonight's episode of Growing Up Hip Hop a C-. It was cute for what it was, but nothing really special. They said something jaw-dropping is supposed to happen in next week's episode. I don't know if it's Pep arriving at the wedding, because I told y'all that Pep and TT are actually on good terms in real life, and that they speak almost every day. And I'd heard this from a source outside of Cree. So, yeah, that's my review of Growing Up Hip Hop. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.